Hello, I'm David Booth,
Kieran Baruti. We're Bar Booth Productions.
and we're the creators of Yuppies.
Yuppies is a story of five unlikely roommates living in an inherited mansion in Miami. We actually had a pilot, which we in the pilot episode we have our new character Courtney being introduced to the rest of the house for the first time, as they are struggling to find a roommate to keep their house, as they can't afford to pay their bills anymore.
Primary owners of the house, Nate and Veronica, brother and sister, inherited the mansion from their parents when they died unexpectedly in a cruise ship accident. With the mansion, they also inherited their parents' debt and all their bills, and they're forced to take on another roommate to take care of all the bills. So that's where Courtney comes in.
Courtney is actually just moving to Miami to pursue a career in environmental law. She's in the University of Miami going to school. It's kind of her first time out on her own. Environmental law was kind of a funny subject for Courtney because her father is a oil driller, kind of a real lavish Texas oil tycoon. And this is her first time kind of spreading her wings out on her own. And the teaser that we shot actually is kind of her introducing these characters to her father through her own eyes and her own vision by shooting a home video that she plans on sending back to him. So,
yeah. In addition to Courtney, you have Casey, who plays Nate, the primary owner of the house, Veronica's brother. Nate's just kind of this, just not very happy, not very sad, just kind of stuck individual. Slacker. Just unmotivated and just, really no reason to do anything. Just real interesting because Veronica is just the opposite. She's overmotivated. She's trying to be a model, but she's just a little too big. She believes she's Paris Hilton, and we find a lot of humor in that because she's not. And part of the humor is she's always splitting her dresses and hiding candy bars around the house, and
bad diets.
And they're just typical brother and sister, just awful people to each other.
Yeah, very tumultuous relationship. They're constantly at each other's throats, constantly in competition with each other, and it really does create a lot of funny, dialogue, and it was hilarious to work with on that level. I really like the Dave and Paolo character, also polar opposites. Dave being a third-string quarterback for Miami. He sort of played, 2 downs of football in his last 6 years in the NFL, and he got sacked both times. But he's, a hero in his own mind. He's really kind of got some delusions of grandeur. Plays very well off of our very flamboyant interior designer named Paolo that is constantly redesigning the mall mansion. Paolo kind of came to live in the mansion after Nate's parents died. He was doing interior decorating, and of course when the ship went down they couldn't afford to pay him, so he actually kind of moved in by default. And of course those two constantly battling off each other again just really makes for some funny situations that with really endless possibilities, I think, in storyline.
Probably two of my favorite characters, definitely Dave and Paolo, because there's so much going on. You have the the homosexual and the homoeroticism within Dave that he will not admit. Yeah. There's also the battle of wits.
Yeah.
Paulo being extremely intelligent and just looking for those jabs to get in on Dave every chance he can get.
One's a skirt chaser and one's kind of a skirt wearer.
Exactly, and it's typical story of the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah. But when we were kind of designing the characters, I think we were really sort of brainstorming for what all these very popular sitcoms throughout the past 20, 30 years all had in common. And I think what they all had in common was, at the essence of it all, was a very strong group dynamic, which I think we've created here. And it allows for a lot of revolving plot lines, endless story possibilities, and it keeps the audience from getting bored without the story constantly being generated around just one character. And the way they interact off each other, it really does create just a lot of funny situations, because they all kind of essentially, I think, hate each other. They're kind of all living in this house together just to kind of perpetuate these, images that they've created for themselves, and these kind of, even if only in their own mind.
But yet, ironically, they need each other too, for
Yeah.
basic survivals. I mean, not one of them can afford to live in the mansion by themselves. However, all of them have to keep up that appearance of living in that mansion, so they will do anything, even if that means taking in another roommate, just so they can stay in this fake world they've created,
Yeah.
of martinis and
Because their world
lattes.
would crumble if they weren't able to do that. Their whole world and everything would crumble. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
Courtney kind of brings levity to that, I think, with her introduction.
She definitely brings balance to the
You know,
force.
while she comes with, yeah, she does. While she comes with like this, from this extra privileged background, she's actually the most down to earth.
But it's a great dose of reality for her.
Yeah.
And I think Courtney really enjoys it. And you look at a lot of these situations, and why would daughter of a rich oil tycoon choose to live with, for all intended purposes, I don't know, idiots, morons, horrible people. But just like all the rest, she feeds on it as well. And there's just this nature of all these characters feeding off of each other and almost consuming each other. And that's where the humor comes from.
So, yeah, and it really does, and I've really enjoyed working on this project. I know Dave's really enjoyed working on this project, and I'd like to thank everyone that's really helped us kind of get this out there. We have a lot of faith in this one, and I'm really looking forward to things to come. So,
Definitely, pretty much just what Casey said. I'm very excited to be a part of this, and I'm hoping for good things. So,
hope you enjoy it.
good night, Chicago.
Yeah. Good night, good luck.